to the Making It Happen podcast, brought to you by IntellectualRadio.com. I'll be your host because our captain not here today. He had a stomach ache.
Shout out to Lennox Blue.
Shout out to Lennox Blue. We call him Mo. Get Mo. I'm Art Richards.
Dwayne Saffold.
Leonard Ringo.
Right.
Leonard Ringo Jr.
Oh, you see that? Y'all see that?
Got the youngster in
We
here.
got Junior in the
Right,
building.
we got Junior in the building, you know what I'm saying? We got Little Mo. Little Ringo. Well, we're going to start this show off basically just talking about, what a day in the life is about with a real Christian man, real God-fearing man. What do they do on a daily basis? So we're going to kick it off with, well, I call him Chris Middleton, but Chris Middleton with fixed teeth.
Well, a day in the life with me. Family guy, 2 daughters, a wife. And it's really, day to day. Wake up in the morning, say a prayer, get ready, drop the kids off at school, I head to work, come home, homework, after school programs, and squeeze a little me time in with my wife. And that's pretty much how my day goes, Monday through Friday. Saturday, I might do a little work.
So you're
Sunday,
saying your days is not just go to work, huh?
pretty much. I mean, you gotta work. You gotta work to eat.
Right.
And we try to instill in my kids hard work pays off. Try to be the best father I can be, the best husband I can be. Pretty much just building a solid foundation for both parents in the household to show my daughters how a woman should treat a man and what a man's supposed to do: sacrifice, educate, also be a listener, a learner, because you can learn from your kids. They can tell you. In my household, it's an open book. You can tell me when I'm in the wrong. My 10-year-old can tell me that, Dad, that ain't right. And I'm man enough and put my ego in the back pocket to listen and learn from it. So it's just basically, hard work and just building your foundation and kind of pretty much figuring it out, because the world changes so much at a rapid pace. It's just like, okay, I want to point you in this direction, but the world will change for the worse. Now we got to reroute, and I got to point you in this direction. So it's a confusing thing. It's an uphill battle. But it's pretty much just laying your foundation down and being the best father, husband, listener, learner, son, whatever you are, uncle that you can be. Just giving off that positive energy and letting your kids know it's possible. Anything is possible.
How long you been married, bro?
I actually only been married for 2 years, but I've been with my wife 22 years.
Wow.
Took us 20 years to get it right.
20 years to get it right.
20 years to get it right.
Okay. How many kids you got?
I got 2, an 18-year-old and a 10-year-old. So right now,
both girls?
Both girls. Right now, we getting ready for college. My daughter's going to graduate this year, so it's been kind of stressful in the house because we've been doing a lot of financial aid stuff, college applications, and trying to get grants and everything, and make sure the financial situation is straight so we can move forward with the college process.
Right. We're going to touch on that a little bit later.
Okay.
Ringo, how's your day, bro?
Man,
what's a day in the life in the Ringo
what?
shoe?
Crazy, dog. The grind is real, man. Like I said, it's tough. Get up. Normally I'm up out the house around 4 or 5 every day. Then I get home probably around 6 or 7 sometimes. Every day different. Some days it's early, some days it's late. But, when you managing your own business and trying to, start your own company and manage it from scratch, it's tough. So, I got 4 kids, 25, 20, 10, 1. People like, man, that's a crazy spread, right?
Man, you got
So you can imagine I don't ain't no break. Got the little man with me here today. He just turned 11, so not 10 but 11.
Happy
So
birthday, my brother.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Big
and
11.
so yeah, it's just the grind, man. It's like I wake up. I think more or less for me is more mental. You know, um, you know, looking within myself, saying that, yeah, hey, how can I be the best version of me that I can be? My motto is be great. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
if you be great, then you always good. You don't have to worry about if a day you come in and you're not feeling like you can do it. If you strive for greatness, then you always good. So it's
Mhm.
like there's no real slack. But the grind is real, man. I've been married, man. My wife gonna kill me for this one. Sorry, AD. But I
Is
met
that
my wife.
long, huh?
It's been a minute. Yeah, we've been
Not even
together.
been that long because you been married right after me, bro.
Nah, we've been together since 2000.
Right. Y'all
And
been,
so, and then we've been married. I say 15 years. I hope
mm,
that's right. She probably gonna
I
get me
think
when I
that's
get
right.
home. That's 15,
Excuse
right?
him. He's camera shy, AD. So if you're watching this, forgive him, please.
Ah,
Yeah.
no, it's been 15 years, but together 20 years. Well, yeah, 20 years, man. So,
Yeah.
and it's been great, man. Like, ups and downs. But we center our relationship based on God, so that's why we've been together for so long. And just trying to be the best husband that I could be, be a provider, be a father, be a mentor, be the maintenance man, be, a spiritual guy, you try to be the best version of, who I am, to show my kids and my family, like, listen, I'm a representative of what men should look like,
Exactly.
Mhm.
and when they see that, it's all about respect, and honor and, loyalty. And, I think we've done pretty good. You've known us for, quite some time now. So,
Amen. Yeah.
like I said, we try to keep family people in our circle, to mentor each other and just be a blessing to other people.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Well, with me, similar. Of course it is because we kind of like, I get up wee hours in the morning. I'm like, my alarm goes off 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when my day starts. But the thing about most men think that their job is that's the only job they got.
Right.
So they sit and think that once they get home, it's time to kick up the
Oh
shoes and
no.
watch the TV, pass me the remote, feed me. You know what I'm saying? And we don't understand that that's not even our first job.
Right.
That's the real job when you
The
get
first
home.
right, the first job is at home. That our second job is the one that we go to in the morning. And that's the one that gets me the most pressure. It's the one at home. And going to work every day and coming home is easy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's an easy thing. And that gets stressful at times. But when you have to deal with the everydays of life with not just you, you got your kids, your wife, and the thing about with me is I tend to be just a problem solver all the time with every one member of my family. You know what I'm saying? With especially my kids, they call and even the grown ones. So we have a blended family. She came with two, I came with two, we got one together. We got four boys, all of them the oldest one. We got the little girl together. She 13, she's not that little, but she our baby. And it it was rough in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about, you know, our relationship is that we both came from a marriage before, you know what I'm saying? So this is our second marriage. So the thing about that was that we both didn't want our marriage to go the same way the first one did. So and we went to our church, went marriage classes. Shout out to Broadview Missionary Baptist Church, who instilled in us a lot of marriage qualities and everything. That foundation that I believe that you need in order to stay together. Like um, Ringo was saying, that that's that foundation that you really need. I mean, I don't believe that you can possibly stay together without it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because once you get say I do, that was like okay, oh you do, huh? All right, we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? See how
Mhm.
much you do. And it's times where, I wanted to turn away. You know what I'm saying? But that foundation made me stay. And me and my wife got probably got one of the best relationships I can possibly think that we can have. Shout out to Sonia Richards,
Shout
my
out to
wife.
Sonya, big Sonya,
Oh
big
yeah.
ups.
And a lot of people look at our relationship like some type of fairy tale or something. But
Mhm.
it took a lot of growth to get us there. Especially me, man. I was wild, and I was more wild and out in my first marriage, man. I was just doing whatever because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? As long as you go to work,
And come
make sure
home.
you pay
Come
all the
home.
bills. What you mad for? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And that's not how it's supposed to go. And now I take on a lot when it comes down to my family. I want to take on all the burden. You know what I'm saying? I put it all on my shoulders. And really, you know, that's what a real man's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? People are like, why don't you let your wife? My wife do enough. You know what I'm saying? She do enough. I don't want to put all that on my wife. I don't want my wife to be overwhelmed with everything. And she can't, you know, do her wifely duties if she overwhelmed with everything. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to, try to take on as much burden as I can. But still make sure I take care of myself. Because that I know a lot of men don't do that too.
You have to take care of
You have
yourself.
to take care of yourself. You gotta know, listen to yourself when yourself says you need a break. You know what I'm saying? And possibly you do need that break. You might need to say no at this time. You know what I'm saying?
I just took a break like a week ago, last weekend actually. I'm like, man, I need a break. Let's go to New York. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, really, you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at it like this. You are that head of that family. Without that head, what are they good? What good are they? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They need you. So you have to make sure that you're responsible for yourself also. You know what I mean? Make sure your health is good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to say I'm a victim of this. I usually go every birthday around my birthday. I go get my annual checkup. I missed it this time. I'm not going. But I need to go get that checked out.
Don't worry about it. We got some tools in the car. We'll check you right on out when we get up out of here.
Right, I got my people in
We got
my
some. Look, I got
medical
some.
field
Look,
over
this is a
here.
medical field over here. I
You know
got
what I'm
some tools
saying?
that'll help you out real
Yeah,
quick.
right. Check my temperature, make sure I'm good. You
Oh
know what I'm
no.
saying? But yeah, that real talk though, you gotta take care of yourself though, man. You gotta know when to say, nah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Nah, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? So just to make sure you take care of yourself, man. But that's why I stay around guys like y'all. You know what I'm saying? To help me, stay up and build me up to where I need to be. You know what I mean? So I commend y'all brothers for being like that because there's not a lot of us out here that's doing that. You
A
know what I'm
round of
saying?
applause for the men. Round of
Oh
Right.
applause
yeah.
for the
Talk to me.
men. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you can build up young people like my man Aiden over here, so he can see how that's what my main goal was. To be honest with you, just like you said,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So my family, my boys can see what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to see the wrong picture
Hmm.
because I don't know if you guys remember in the first podcast where I felt like family, whole family dynamic is the foundation to civilization
It's
to me.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So if you build up a good family, they go out and build up a good family. You know what I'm saying? And here we go. We
Right.
building up a good civilization.
Right.
And it's just the opposite. You know what I'm saying? If I'm out here doing whatever, my boys see I'm doing whatever, they gonna go out and do whatever,
Hmm.
supposedly. You know what I'm saying? And I got my baby, my girl. You know what I'm saying? And I want her to see that this is the guy. You want somebody at least like me or better. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Ariel told me last week. She's like, "You ruined it for me, Dad." I'm like, "Great." His standards got to be high,
Yeah.
And look, you may not get a guy that's 10, not checks off on that list that people have 10 or 10,
But
but
you can get 8.
if you can get 7 or 8, hey, you good. But
Right.
I understand, like, I'm just trying to be the best version of what a man looks like to you, so you can understand that a man gives you respect, you know.
Right.
And you look at my wife's and our relationship, we always respect each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know. We don't fight in front of the kids. We don't argue in front of our kids. We have set rules that we follow, and it works. And when you don't think your kids are watching. They know.
watch
They know
everything.
what's going on.
They a
And they like
sponge.
sponges. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They like sponges, so they absorb everything that we do. So at least in my relationship, this relationship, we've been able to demonstrate, values, and and project that on our kids and say, listen, this is an example. We got to be the best example for each other, husband and wife, so that our kids can see what it's like to have a good example.
Yeah, you
Right.
definitely got to be the message you bring.
Mhm.
You can't be a hypocrite. You want the perfect kids and a perfect family, but you're not putting the work in to do so. That's why I'm strong on being a message that you bring.
Yeah. Yes, yes. It's good though, brothers. Like I said, I commend you, brothers, for that. And like I said, we need more of that in this world, so we can change this world because the world needs changing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
No doubt, no doubt. But brothers, have y'all heard that Kanye interview, man? Come on,
Absolutely.
Yeah, different respect for that dude now.
man. You tell you what you boy.
Different
I
respect.
I did not expect that. You know what I mean?
I didn't either, man, because just I love Ye music, but
Hmm.
I never really heard Ye talk. So my
I did.
perspective of him. No, I mean I heard him,
Rant.
rant, yeah,
Right.
but actually listen to him, hear him, hear what he's saying. It gave me a different perspective on what he's talking about. Most of the stuff he's talking about is a lot of people won't be able to grasp a lot of what he's saying, because most, like you were saying, people don't think that way, but he's not saying anything different than what we talk about, as far as family, like he was talking about the publicist. You got a publicist in his house that's in his wife's ear.
Right.
That's the enemy to me.
Amen.
The enemy is in her ear telling her what she should be doing, but your husband is right there, and he's talking about independence and ownership, in our community. To me, ownership is important, because how do you build for your community if you don't own nothing?
Mhm.
He was like, oh, you can't say the N word. He's like, well, you wanna, put limits on that word being said. He's like, we don't own that word though. How does that, to me, how does that word help you build any type of foundation? It doesn't. You know,
It's a
I
scapegoat.
right. I can't be mad if someone called me that. I should be mad at them telling me, hey, you can't buy no property or you can't own this in this community. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That's what we should be mad at.
Right.
But like I said, with that listening to him, I listened to it like 3 times because I'm like, let me listen again to make sure that I
Because
heard.
I know
Let me
I just say
decipher.
what I heard.
Right. I'm like, let me decipher everything that this guy just said. But it was extremely powerful, man.
Yes, it is. And
Extremely powerful.
I think, man, it's just amazing how people just don't understand how God works in people's life, man. That brother been just stressing, just probably just filling himself with the word, and look what it's turning him into. You know what I'm saying? Look how that brother's speech is totally different than 3 or 4 years ago. How he approaching his enemies. You know what I'm saying? Except for Big Sean and
He
John
showed him. He
Legend.
showed him some grace at the end. He showed him some grace at the end. He was saying his little rant, but he showed him some grace.
Man, that shocked me though, man. How I did not know that he felt that way about Big Sean and John Legend. And as a man, and people that I'm a person that help people too. You know what I'm saying? And he basically put them people on, and for you to hear them talk bad about you in the public, you know that I'm not gonna lie, I feel some type of way too. It's gonna
It's
take a lot.
natural. It's natural for
Yeah,
you to feel that
you
way.
that's a
But you got to
human.
think about it. Okay, that's like me coming in and saying, "Hey, man, I see this guy. It's a lot of people I helped him put on.
Mhm.
Change their life." And I understand where you're coming from because you expect that reciprocal. Like, man, this guy gonna hold me down like I hold them down. But it don't back. We talked about this in the second podcast
Yeah.
when we talked
Right,
about
right.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Don't.
know, you help these guys and you extend, your time, you extend your gratitude, and you expect it to come back reciprocal. Doesn't happen. But that's God work though. And
Yeah,
then that's how I
amen.
look at
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
man, I'm doing God's work. So even if it don't come back, like he was saying, listen, I'm it's natural for me to feel some type of way, but at the same time, I'm gonna still show that man grace because I just need you to apologize and say I'm sorry. Then I'm gonna come and tell you. I'm gonna help you again. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That's God, man.
Yeah.
Because think about it. If God, Jesus went on the cross for us, He didn't know none of us. You know, I mean,
Wow.
He knows, but He don't know us in the physical.
Hmm.
But to show that, demonstrate that type of grace and love for one another, even when we, you know, are not at our best to be the best for you or for you, He still shows us love. You know what I'm saying? And so when Kanye said what he said, I'm just like, man, that's powerful, man, because he on a different stratosphere,
Yes.
you know. And so that's how I took that.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but he's human too, so
Right.
he showcased that too. That yeah, I can be worth all this money, I can build all these brands. Well, I'm human. I got feelings. My feelings hurt. My friends, which I thought was my friends, they ain't have my best interest. So of course, I'm mad. I'm angry. I need to share this. It's okay to share it, but like you said, he still has grace in his heart for these people, because like you said, I know his mother. She know me. I know John Legend. I know his mother. I know these people. I grew with these people. So it's just out of respect. I think they should apologize to him, because he was a game changer for them. He changed their lives. He changed their families' lives. Changed their kids' lives. So they owe him that at least, or at least a conversation. Like we walk around with this phone in our hand all day, and we don't pick it up when it's time to pick it up. It's okay to
Exactly.
make that phone call and be like, man, you know what? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? And with the Kanye whole interview, what I got out of it the most, I, the money part, I get. Building brands, I get. But I really see that they got the money. Don't worry, the Elons and the big Bezos of the world, they got the money already. What I got from it is a battle of the minds. It's like who's the best thinker, and that's what I truly got from it. Like who can outthink who?
Right.
And Kanye is on a whole nother planet. He's trying to build a whole civilization, man.
You're right. I think he
That's
is trying to just outthink everybody.
and
You know.
but you know what's so crazy about it? When I thought about it, I'm like, he's been around these people. He name dropped a lot. You've been
Right.
around these people, and it rubbed off on you. I would love to sit and hear one of them talk,
Yeah.
because he got it
Exactly.
from somewhere. He entered these different circles, and he's getting a little from here, a little from there. I would love to sit down with an Elon Musk and just pick his brain.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna we're gonna touch on that in financial
Yeah,
Yeah.
conversation.
His exposure has been unbelievable, man. But again, he said, like I said, he said some key things that I took. He's like, in order to get to that type of thinking level, you can't just stay within your community. You
Mhm.
gotta go outside of your community. That means you gotta take trips to different continents or different states, to see the culture or to see, how these civilizations are ran or how they operated, because that's what we don't see. And so what he was saying, like we condition, you
yeah,
know,
to be with the program.
to be with the program. You put in the system and you go in the system and you function according to what the system they do. It's just like the Matrix, man. The Matrix, you put in the system and you just binary codes, the O's and ones, zeros and ones, and that's
Mhm.
what you do until you get someone that's outside of that era, like Neo. He was outside of the Matrix. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's why they was trying to bring him back into it. Like, hey, you getting out of line over here. We don't want you in. We don't want you outside of the Matrix. But they couldn't help it. And that's why I see Kanye. He's on a different stratosphere. But when it comes to civilization, and he's talking about family, that family construct, like you said, man, my home is when I see my
My phone
Yeah,
my
ringing.
my
man.
daughter
That's a
FaceTime
whole
me.
nother method of thinking, man.
It
You know what
is
I'm
because
saying?
that's true.
It's
Like
true. It is
family
true.
is everything. That's what this civilization was built on.
Hmm.
Family structure.
Yeah.
Without family, it's hard to
It's
build.
nothing.
You
Yeah.
know.
Got nothing.
And it's just amazing how that brother is, man. I mean, like I said, that's the power of God, man. Y'all just understand me when y'all people out there. If you don't have God in your life, man, get God in your life, man. I'm telling you, you will see a big change in your world. I'm a witness to it. I got witnesses up here. You see a witness in Kanye. You know how he is. And like the brother said, though, being in touch with God doesn't mean that you got to be this perfect being. You know what I
Come
mean?
on.
You gonna have flaws, but Lord knows I got flaws. Everybody around me know I got flaws. You know what I'm saying? If this wasn't a family oriented show, I might be saying some kind words out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I- the thing about him, and that was his imperfect moment in that interview, because everything else in that interview was perfect until he started talking about John Legend and Big Sean. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And like you said, and that was because he was hurt.
He
I
Naturally.
human.
mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I did all this for you and that, and then next thing I do, I turned on this on the radio or TV, and I see you just talking bad about me, regardless on what it is. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna be
You
hurt.
talking bad about me, I'm gonna be hurt.
We family enough where you can pick the
You
phone
pick
up.
up the phone, you talk to me
Don't go to the
directly.
public with that.
Right. Don't talk to the people about me. You know what I'm saying? About me, you know? Because just like you say, I mean, you of course you don't expect everything that you dish out to your friend. I mean, if I did that, man, I wouldn't have no
I wouldn't have
friends.
no
You
friend.
know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I just monster that up as me being just different. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on being different. You know, and you might not be that level of friend that I am to you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you going out to disrespect me, like if I put you on, like you said, you helped a lot of brothers out. I've seen that. I helped a lot of brothers too in my field of work. I have a lot of brothers get on, man, change their life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even look at it like that. Well, I don't talk about that. I don't dwell on that.
Exactly. Right.
I'm just glad I was in a position to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? And some of my other friends pointed out. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not like that. I don't even look at that. That ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad I was in the blessed. I was blessed to be in a part to be a blessing to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing. But I just want to commend that brother on that interview. I mean, right? Like you said, I mean, he changed my whole thought process on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And which the things that you was talking about, far as having the Elon Musk around you and this person around you to instill different information around you, is a good segue into our financial segment.
Hmm.
And which we're gonna dwell on that right now. And far as what that got to do with that interview is that a key point about that is that even in our minute life, you know what I'm saying, compared to theirs, you do have to have those certain people around you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's certain people that you need to have around you in order for you to basically learn about finances and get a good example of how finances is. You know what I'm saying? All right, and I got people around me. I commend this one brother that I often, bring up. Shout out to Reese, my boy at work. You know what I'm saying? But the things that he do is just different, and that's what finances. That's what you got to be
Different.
different. You got to be what Dave Ramsey would say weird to the
Mm.
people, because it's people that when you start doing stuff that you're supposed to do with finances, that you're supposed to do with finances, might look weird to most people.
People won't understand it.
People won't understand it, and they look at you like you do what? You know what I'm saying? And the weird way is the best way. You gotta look at most things, what most people do. You know what I'm saying? How most people live check to check. Most people do.
Yeah. Right.
7 out of 10 people on your block
Fact.
check to check. I don't care what kind of block you got. Beverly
Check the
Hills block,
check the check.
check to check. Little middle income, lower income, check to check. 7 to 10. 7 out of 10. And the reason why those are the difference, the difference between them two, the two people is they do weird stuff. You know what I mean? And the main thing I look at it when it comes to finances is just studying and changing. It's like anything else you learn, man. It's like I use the thing with basketball a lot, as far as learning anything. Like you want to get better at something, what you got to do?
Practice.
Practice.
You gotta practice.
Putting that work.
You gotta learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Go on YouTube and find all the stupid stuff to learn. But we're gonna go on YouTube to find the stuff that we need to know. You know what I
That's
mean?
that's half the battle right there. People do what they want, not instead of what they need. And
Mhm.
that when it came to finances, that was one of my issues. I could say that I was a victim of. I did only what I wanted to do. So when I got paid, look, I went out and splurged, bought things that I liked, bought shoes, bought, because I want to flex. But I didn't take the time to say, hey, let me put something away for a rainy day, you know. And now my focus is different. It's like, how much can I put away versus how much can I
Gotta
spend
spend,
away?
yeah.
And once you change that dynamics, but that's a mindset change. Everything, man, I feel like has to be a mindset change. When you do the same thing over and over and over for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you never changed, you're not gonna get anything. No, you're gonna get the same results. So you have to change your mindset so you can allow something new to come within, so that you can do something different. You know, it's like we hope that things get better based on the same thing we do. It's like, man, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna shoot my shot the same way, and it's like, bruh, you ain't made a 3 in 10 years,
Jump
homie.
shot flat.
Right.
You bricking every day, so why not change your shot?
Right.
Look at a different way to shoot.
That's a good point because as I got older and playing basketball, I am a little older, and
Dirt.
get out of here. Look, I did get and going in the hole is not my option no more. That's not my first option no more. Because I don't like that contact.
Mindset change.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Your mindset has to change. So, I have to go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I do what I gotta do on that court. You know what I'm saying? The less effort to get hurt or to feel any type of pain. Because I need all my body parts, you know what I'm saying, to go to work the next morning. So what I did, I went on YouTube and learned how to shoot. In which my shooting game turned like tremendously great, like 75% better than I
Before.
was. And I mean, even before I even looked to learn how to shoot. And I learned how to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? And I just went on there and they taught me how to do that. Even in my brother, shout out to Joe. Joe, I told him that same thing. He ended up beating me last time we played 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? He can't beat me out.
You still hooping?
That's bad time.
You still
day.
hooping?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who, me?
You still hooping?
No, I got hurt. I got hurt a couple months ago.
Jacket is hung up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
but-
I'll be back out there as soon as the doctor say I can go. I'm going back out
Hey,
there.
play for me too. He
Yeah.
hooping. That's it. Yeah, look how I
Right, you gotta look at him, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is you learn how to do stuff that you want to learn. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about this world is anything that you want to do is something out there to teach you how to do it. I mean, even our life came with a manual. You know what I'm saying? Our life came with a manual. That's in the Bible. Everything that you think about, every aspect of your life is discussed in that Bible. He tells us how we should conduct ourselves or what we need to do in order to be prosperous in this world.
Finances.
And
Big time.
finances in that big time.
Big time.
I mean, a lot of us don't even give our tithes. And in the Bible, the tithes, it's like one of the things about. I don't want to keep talking. I want my brother over here to talk. But the thing about the tithes inside the Bible is I don't know the exact verse, but there's a verse in there where he says that just do this. You know what I'm saying? And
Trust me.
it's like trust me in this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's like he pleading with you, like, please just do it. And I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? That what I can do for you. And I can honestly tell you, I'm a good tither. I tithe as much as I can, because you can't outgive God. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can outgive God. But I tithe my 10%. Hopefully that's enough. But I tithe a little bit more every now and then. And I can honestly say that I never came to a financial situation where I didn't have it. Not financial situations came where I got deducted, but it's not that I didn't have it. I always had it. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you, it was times where I wasn't tithing like I supposed to. The Lord took his money anyway. Somehow, some way, he gonna take it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I got a story, man. Listen, when you spoke about tithing, listen, man, I remember, man, I was going through it, like struggling with finances. And one of the things I did is I took a class at my church. Shout out to, you know, Resurrected Life, Pastor Ray Allen Berry Hill. Um, it was called ESOM. It was Evangel School of Ministry. And the class was like, I think the first class was like 12 weeks. It was one day a week. And I was like, man, I'm going through. I got to do something. I got to do something different. And I took this class, and in our very first class, the very first day, we talked about tithing and what you should tithe. And the teacher was asking us, like, what do y'all think y'all should be tithing? Everybody had an issue with it. Is it 10% of the gross? Is it 10% of the net? And, everybody had their opinion on what they should tithe. And the teacher said, man, you giving to God, man. Why put a limit on God when he don't put no limit on you?
Amen.
And because I wasn't tithing at all. I'm in the church, I tithe some, but I'm like checking what's in my pocket, like, oof, I got $100. So you want me to tithe off that 100? I ain't gonna be able to do it this week, God. I'm sorry.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Maybe I'll get you next week.
Listen, I'm just being real. I might get you next week.
I'll get you next
what?
week.
And then I felt like, man, it's crazy to say this, but I'm being honest. It's like, if I knew I didn't have it next week, I'm like, hey, I don't think I'm gonna make it to church today because I know that time play coming.
Right.
But that changed. My mindset changed when I took this class. And I took this class, and I just, man, whatever I had, whatever I knew I had to give, I gave it. It was hard at first, but as I continued to do it, it became so much easier.
Yes.
And it was like, you know what? I don't even think about it no more. I just do it automatically. Man, my life changed, man. Changed.
You ain't gotta tell me. I know.
Changed. And that's a mindset change, man, because we think that, that we go to work and we're supposed to have it. But we forget who gave it to us in the first place.
Yes.
Right. And so now it's no question about, look, I don't even have to know. I was just like, whatever it is, just do it.
Yeah. I give, like, everybody know me, I speak on Tony Evans all the time. Dr. Tony Evans.
Tony and Beast.
Shout out to Oak Cliff Bible Ministry over there, But I talk about them all the time. I even give to them. You know what I'm saying? I give to my church and I give to them too. You know what I'm saying? Even though I lift to Tony Evans every day. Every day I get in the truck.
You put me on Tony, man.
Yeah.
You put me on Tony.
Dr. Tony Evans. Anybody out there, y'all want to, learn something about the Lord, man, look up Dr. Tony Evans. He got an app. Amazing brother.
Amazing.
God, just Bible based, and he's just God sent, man. But that brother, he taught me most of the things I know. I'm not gonna even lie to you. God, I love my church and everything, but Dr. Tony Evans taught me the most I know about my life is being a Christian guy. And he always taught me about the finances part, about giving to God and everything, and just those aspects. But we want to touch on the other stuff too, as far as people being in your circle, or life insurance. Like me and my guy was talking about life insurance, and
it's important
in our culture. Don't take this as offense, but in our culture, a lot of times we use life insurance as an inheritance or something. You know what I'm saying? We put life insurance on ourselves so we can have something to leave our kids. By the time you turn 60, whatever, your life insurance is gonna be so high that you ain't gonna want to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? But we put that on. We put life insurance on our kids for what? You know what I'm saying? That premium that you giving for your kids, you can say that or put that in some type of mutual fund, something, and get some type of crazy number. You know what I'm saying? What's the sense? What's the likelihood of your kid dying before you? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. In Chicago,
Yeah.
No, Chicago, anybody can get
Right.
it.
I don't
Chicago,
know, man.
Chicago, they don't discriminate. Anybody can get it in
Hey,
Chicago. They don't care. But the chances of
nah,
your
realistically
child dying
thinking though,
before you is really slim to none. You
right?
know what I'm saying? And we put life insurance on our kids. Save that money up. You know what I'm saying? To bury your child, you should have that. To be honest with you,
Exactly.
if you don't have $1,000 in the bank, people out there, wherever y'all are,
Go check out David Ramsey.
you need hey,
Because you're
you got
stupid.
you only right. You need to stop spending money if you ain't got 1,000 in the bank.
Right. Stop
I don't
buying
care
these
what
shoes.
job you got. If you don't have 1,000 in the bank, you need to stop doing what you're doing. Something wrong. You need to switch it up or something. And it ain't getting another job. I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody talking about I'm gonna go get this other job so I can do it. It's not your problem is not another job.
Man,
It's your
I
mindset.
had 3 jobs and I was broke. Now I got 1 job and I'm not broke. Mindset change, man.
Your mindset. You know what I'm saying? You want your finances to change your mindset. And it's about self discipline.
So what do you recommend for a person who, just say a person out there living from check to check? So what changes you think he needs to make in his life, hit him or her, to move forward, to get out that mind state, out that slump?
For one, you need to sit down
Set a
and,
budget.
and figure out why you live in check to check. I mean, really, sit down. Like me and my guy always talk about, man, sometimes you got to lower your bar. Sometimes your bar is too high. You need to lower it
Right.
to where somebody can, you know, that you can see that you spending too much money.
People
A lot of
live
times
most people live above their means, man. Like, look, you got $1,500 and your car no 8, bruh. You need to trade your car in. Real talk. Because your car 8, then your insurance gonna be another 100, so that's 9. What you got left?
You ain't
You
even
check
paid
1,500.
rent yet.
You ain't even paid rent yet.
Yeah.
So
See,
you really need a car that's $250 a note.
now look at me. I was a victim of that. It's a
Okay,
thing that I
let me
learned.
let me ask you a question. Why? What happened? Why were you a victim of that?
I was a victim of that because nobody taught me.
Nah,
Nobody
but what
showed me.
What did that make when you were doing that? What did it make you feel to be actually doing that? Because most people like, well, why was I in that situation? What did I feel when I was doing the things that I was doing? Like,
I
what?
felt like I had it. I felt like I had it. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real with you. I felt like I had it. That's one thing. My uncle, shout out to Wilburn Richards Jr. You know what I'm saying? He told me one thing and it stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to my uncle that much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm that type of dude that if you say something to me that makes sense, it just makes sense. He said, it don't matter how much money you make. It don't matter. You make millions of dollars. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you don't budget it right, you're going to always be broke. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And I took that because I understood that because years ago, probably, I'm going to say about 10, 15 years ago, I was making more money than I make now.
That's crazy.
I should be retired by now. If I had the mindset I got now,
He got it.
I would have been retired by now. You know what I'm saying? I was making more money then. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is the money was coming in and I didn't even know what to do with it. It was like a shock to me. My eyes was big. I was like, shoot, my eyes were big, my pockets were big, my wants were big, So everything that came across me, I got it. I got it. Oh, I can pay for that. But you don't understand, especially in business, when you're in a business and that people don't take the taxes out for you, all that money is not yours.
Exactly. You're gonna learn.
You're
gonna learn today.
Learn one day. I would tell you that all that money is not your money. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Sam want his part too.
Before you get yours.
Before you get yours, he wants his part. And if you don't get it to him, he coming for his part.
I ain't never seen him either. I don't know him. Never ate
I
at
ain't
his
trying
house.
to meet
nothing.
him. Nothing.
Right.
Don't know
you
that
don't want to
dude.
see him. You don't want to see
Want no parts.
IIS. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see them people. When people come and they get what they want when they
You
want
hide
it.
if you want to.
Right. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
worry about it. We're gonna stop your check.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get no money at all.
Bro, I experienced all of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I experienced them garnishing my check and everything. I'm like, I'm supposed to get paid today.
It was like, yeah, sir, you may want to get a lawyer.
And look,
You
the most embarrassing part is them coming, you
To
calling
your
the bank
job,
like, where
right?
my money at? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They were like, okay, well, it seems like you got a garnish on your check. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? From who?
They ain't playing.
From the
Mhm.
IRS.
Not playing. They're not playing.
Yeah.
But our time is like winding down. So, I mean, we can do this all day. We probably do need a segment all day. Probably don't need to.
We have one that's going to be coming up. Where we're going to actually have people here that's coming in doing the finances and giving the listeners some tools that they can go and start and use, to get themselves, right.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to have a whole lot of money to start changing your
Mindset.
mindset. Mindset change is just getting the knowledge, man, and understanding what you need to do in order to change. And when you do that, you start going, you move. It's levels to it. You start somewhere and then you continue to go and continue to progress and learn more and learn more. Like us all being here, we come from different places, and I'm still you never can learn enough. You're gonna always continue to learn more and more and more as you educate yourself. And so you just got to get around like-minded, individuals. The circle has to be people that's influential and people that understand and have knowledge that can share with you so that you can grow, because that's what it is, man. Mindset change is about wanting to grow within what you trying to do.
What do you think about debt? What do you think about that?
It's a headache. I mean, especially credit card debt, the worst debt you ever want to be in, because it's like a never ending thing. If, like you say, if you don't change your mindset, you will be paying back forever.
My thing is, man, it's like for me, debt to me, I don't like that. I don't want to owe nobody anything. I don't like the feeling of owing nobody nothing. That's just me. But I know there's some people out there that I know that like debt because they use the debt as a tool. It depends on how you use it. A lot of people use debt. They use their credit cards to build credit. But for me, that's not how I want to do it. I look at debt as like, man, if I always got to owe somebody, you know what I'm saying? Who wants to always owe? I don't want no debt. I don't like debt, because if I got debt, something happens to me, then who is that debt going to?
Right. What does
I
the
gotta
Bible say about debt? You always a slave to the lender. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And I know with me, I hate when the moms is calling me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where my money at? And then some of them disrespect you when they're well, you need to do something. Who are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? But you in their hands at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm
You're a
saying? You might
slave
say the
to 'em.
wrong thing. They got people coming. Man, look, I'm a open book. I'm transparent to everybody I talk to. I had them people come to my house take a couple cards from me. You know what I'm saying? They took a couple cards from me, bro. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's not a good feeling.
It's modern day slavery.
I,
That's what it is.
hmm
That is modern day slavery.
But the thing about it is, like you saying, you keep constantly doing the same thing. You can't keep constantly doing the same thing. You can't say you want more and not do something about that.
That's the problem. People want more, but they don't want to do nothing to get more. They don't want to put in the work. They
Right.
just want it. They just want it. They just want it. It's like I'm entitled to have this because I feel like I should have it. It's like, nah, bro. You got to work for it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm up 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning,
Amen.
coming home at
Putting
7
that
at
work
night.
in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, man, it'd be 6 or 7 days out of the week I'm working. And the wife be like, listen, you can't work every day of the week. And it's a mindset. She right.
Right.
I can't do that, because in hindsight, I'm not really taking care of myself
Mhm.
when I'm doing that.
Right.
So I'm still making changes. You know what I'm saying? You got the kids at home. You got a birthday. Happy birthday to
Happy
Little Aiden
birthday, my
Jr.
little Prince. Happy birthday, Prince.
Thank you.
And so,
Thank you.
just spending that time with your family, man. You listen. Ain't no amount of money gonna change
Like-
your family dynamic.
Like Kanye said, that's home.
That's
That
home,
is home,
man.
man.
So
I love being around my family. I love seeing my family prosper. And like everybody, a lot of people know that me and my wife, we just got another home for ourselves, and
congrats.
Congrats.
thank you. And we found that by our schedule, we can't even enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? So we up here trying to find ways to enjoy our home. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing you got to do. You have to find that structure. You got to find that structure, and that structure is in structuring out your finances where you don't
Exactly.
have to be out there like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what I'm working on right now.
Exactly.
I don't like working. I
Me neither.
I don't want.
But
I'm still just trying to figure out what I want to do. I don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. I don't want to do nothing.
You
So
just
I'm
want to make
trying.
decisions. Hey, I get it. That's a that's
I,
what it is. I mean, I don't work my whole life, man. I don't work since I was 17, 15, 16, actually. You was
Mhm.
working at Maywood, waterworks,
Right.
outside picking up trash and,
Mhm.
weed whacking the grass and stuff. And I'm 43 years old, man. I'm tired, dog. It's
Yeah.
like I'm tired of one, I was tired of building someone else's company up.
Mhm.
Did that like 3 times, man.
You see what God did?
Now it's like, man, I'm building my own
You
company.
see what God did though?
Hey, absolutely.
You see how He arranged that? You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Everything happened for a reason in life,
Absolutely.
for
boy.
sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
He put you in that situation so you can do
Yeah.
that for yourself because that's where He knew you supposed to be.
Right, right. That's real talk, man. And so I mean,
For the caller.
Hold
we
on,
got
we
a
got
caller.
we got a caller coming in.
Let's-
Hold on, let's see what this call is about. This is our first caller. Hello, caller, you on the air?
Hello, this is Lennox. I just want to tell you guys, man,
Oh,
y'all killing it.
What's up, Mo
Mo
Skilly?
Is
Skilly.
that the Momo?
Lennox Blue, how you doing, man? You out there making it happen?
How y'all doing, man? I'm
Man, we
loving your
good.
show, man. I just finished filming. I just got a chance to get on. I just want to tell y'all, man, I'm loving it. What's up, Aiden?
Hi.
Hey,
Little Ringo.
there we go.
Man,
Little
y'all,
Ringo
man,
now.
man, I'm loving it.
Good
I'll
look,
be heading
Mo.
back to Chicago later on tonight.
All right.
Okay.
Man, I'm glad you picked
You
up.
know,
I knew that was you, man. I just felt you
yeah.
through the phone. I was like, that's got to be Mo better.
Right.
I
Awesome.
Man, y'all
hope
killing
I'm
it, man.
filling your shoes
Man,
pretty well, man. I
I'm
hope.
listening, and man, y'all killing it, man.
All
I'm loving
right,
the show,
Awesome.
man.
bro.
We appreciate
All
that.
right, thank you,
Appreciate you,
brother.
Mo.
Yeah.
See you next week.
All right, man. I'll see y'all when I get back, man.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
take it easy.
All
All
right,
right.
bro.
All right, bye-bye.
That was old Mo Skillet.
So Mo
Yeah,
Skilly out there
Lennox
making it
Blue.
happen.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to Lennox
Lennox
Blue,
Blue.
man. The filming, man. You doing an
Right.
excellent job, man.
Hopefully, I'm doing well, filling the shoes, man. This is a very comfortable chair. I'm gonna tell you that. I should have wore a suit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but kind of back what we was talking about, man. That's why I said earlier the family, the foundation at home has to be strong. Because when you go home from the world, you want a place of solitude where you
Mhm.
can gather your thoughts and enjoy the people around you, and it's not toxic. You're not in a. It's toxic enough going out into the world trying to make a living and make things happen and set things up, but
That's
when you
why.
go home,
Right,
you
bro.
want a place of solitude where you can actually think. So I think building that foundation at the home is the most important thing
Yeah.
because that determines how you move, how you think, how you're able to maneuver. The home has to be a toxic free.
I agree with you wholeheartedly,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
And me and my wife go with this. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when I said, my baby gonna talk about me later on, but she gonna talk crap. But today about a lot of times, sometimes back in the, she worked on herself on this situation. Just want to say that, you know what I'm saying? Disclaimer. But when I come in the house, I don't want to get beat up when I first came in the house. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? This is not this. I mean, we get beat up enough, like you said.
Yeah.
The world eats your man up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't come home and report my whole day to my wife.
No.
exactly.
Sometimes she be like, "You didn't tell me nothing about that. I don't want to keep telling you
Talking
That's
what
a,
you
I
about
don't
it,
want
I
to
don't
burden
even
you
want
with
to talk
that.
You know what
about
I'm
it.
saying?
That's a whole nother issue.
It be stuff I really go through, but I leave it out there. You know what I'm saying? And when I come home, this is my sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? This is where I feel. How do I just want to take off the coat of the world and just hang it on a hook and go in my house? You know what I'm saying? And feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you work for. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? To come into that and just feel good about the day or whatever, and leave the trials of the day behind. You know what I mean? You're right about that, bro. I mean, the family is the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And I love seeing my kids. When they was younger, they coming up, running up to me. They go, "Daddy, I love that."
Yeah, that makes
That
my
was-
day. That's,
yes.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
my day
That was a
complete.
hell of a feeling, man. Just to walk through the door, daddy, daddy, daddy. Oh man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because we got him a gift yesterday, and it was something that he really wanted. He got a new phone,
Mm-hmm.
and his
Got your first phone, bro? You got your first phone? What?
And
Was it an
ex-
iPhone? Oh, you got an iPhone?
So the
Alright.
expression that I seen of the joy on his face when I seen him, it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like we really impacting our kids' lives, man.
Yeah.
And it's not just from a like you give your kid everything. It's just like you're doing what's right by them. When it's certain expressions you just don't get. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
when your kids are grateful, they express themselves differently than if they was like, well, I knew I was gonna get that and just brush it off like I deserve this and entitlement.
Right, right.
And so
But the thing
Yeah.
about that, man, is I had times. I know we're going off topic though, but I had times where it's totally opposite. Like I had that this morning where it went opposite.
mm,
But sometimes you have to go opposite,
mm,
in order to instill some stuff in your kids. Where at this moment you have to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
put tears in my daughter's eye this morning. I don't like seeing my daughter cry,
mhm.
but sometimes it have to be. You know what I mean?
Or
And
you pouring that pavement, you laying a foundation
Discipline,
down.
man.
yeah, and I want her to. My kids. I spoiled all my kids, including her. You know what I'm saying? They all spoiled. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing about that is that it don't have to be like this if you don't want it to be like this. I mean, you got a job,
We all got a job, yeah.
right? You got a job too. As a kid, you got to go to school and do what you got to do, and around the house, you got to do what you got to do around the house. If you don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Then I don't have to give you this. You don't have to have an iPhone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All I have to do is feed you and have a roof over your head and give you some water. We good. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Like the Denzel clip.
right.
Talking to the sun.
Right. I'm
He's
trying to do. I'm trying to do that
Does it say I'm
TikTok. To
supposed
be
to?
honest with you.
Does it say I'm supposed to like you?
Right. You know what I'm saying? No.
It's my duty
It's my duty as a father.
as a father.
right. As a man.
So yeah.
But we're gonna close this
tip.
out, man. Look. We're gonna do another. We gotta do another segment on finances,
man.
man. I think we
For
could
sure.
do. We're probably gonna have to do a whole segment on finances.
Yeah, we do a whole segment on finances.
Maybe start from the top and get more in detail about it because I want to talk about life insurances and what we should be saving, mutual funds,
Yeah,
and
indexing and all
401ks,
that.
all that
Absolutely.
good stuff. But we'll get into that another day. Our time is winding down. We want to thank everybody for
Ringo's
tuning
daily
in.
tip.
Oh, that's right. My fault. My fault.
we
Mo
gotta do the tip for the day.
would kill me.
Mo would
man.
kill you. Mo was like, don't forget the daily tip.
Right. We'll go ahead. We're gonna go in for the Ringo's daily tip.
Close with the daily tip is, my tip for today is, be intentional, man. If there's anything that you're trying to do, trust in yourself and be great at it. Because if you're great at it, you'll always be good. Ringo's tip out.
Amen.
All right.
Well, that's it for the Making It Happen podcast on IntellectualRadio.com. We want to see y'all guys and tune in to us
Next Sunday.
next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Is it next Sunday or Sunday?
It's
after
next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Next Sunday. And I guess we'll be talking about. We'll let you guys know.
Absolutely.